Not going to her.
All right. Please, everybody, you can mute your mic. When I call on you for introduction, then you now on your mic. All right. I'll go first. My name is Osanobu Victor, and by the special grace of God, I will be your data analysis instructor for this week and for the cohort. Okay. We start with the next person, Aliyu, Faith, Hallelujah, be faithfulness also. Please, can you unmute your mic and introduce yourself?
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, my background is a bit noisy. My name is Faithfulness Aluya, and I'm from Edo State.
Okay, you're welcome. Next person, Gifts.
Good morning, sir. My name is Gift, and I'm also from Edo State.
Please, your name is Gift. We may have many gifts. Can you add?
Sorry, sir. My name is Gift Igama.
Next person, Miyanki also. Please, can you unmute and introduce yourself?
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is King, or you call me Geoffrey from Edo State, precisely Benin.
Next, Promise, can you unmute and introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Promise from Lagos.
Next, Caleb, can you unmute and introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Caleb Shinoso. I'm from Lagos State.
You're welcome. Next, I can see another gift here. You see where I say you gifts. Can you unmute and introduce yourself?
Good morning.
Please, can you speak up? Gifts. Or should I say NECA? Are you still with us?
Yes. Good morning. My name is Gift. I'm from Edo State.
You just say gift. I also have another gift here as well. So your full name.
Okay, call your gift Neka.
Next, Edirin, please, or if I didn't pronounce it well, can you unmute and introduce yourself?
Thank you very much. My name is Adrian. I'm from Italy.
Next, Oshoni, also, please, if I did not pronounce your name, just pardon me for that. Can you unmute and introduce yourself?
Okay, good morning, Mr. Victor. Good morning, everyone. My name is Oshone Izobo, and I'm from Edo State.
Thank you. Victoria, please, can you unmute yourself and introduce yourself? Victoria, can you, Victory, can you unmute yourself and, Victory.
Everybody. My name is Victory Oteri. I'm from the past cohort, and I'm from Delta State.
Victory, welcome back. Okay, I would like to.
Sir.
Oh yeah, please unmute yourself, Victory. That is one of our former, the last cohort set. Now, I want to use this opportunity to welcome our MD, Mr. Marvel is with us here. I don't know if you have anything to tell us before we continue with the class. Mr. Marvel, if you can hear me then.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Can we all hear me?
Yes.
Good morning. Welcome to TechEdu. This is the beginning of a journey to a new career. We hope you take advantage of this opportunity. Like we've said previously, it doesn't just end with whatever you've been taught today. There's so much more to come. There's so much more you can do. So whatever you're being taught today is just the beginning of a long journey ahead. So make use of this opportunity, work and do the work and let go of your sleep for a while, and then in a short while you see the evidence. So welcome to TechEdu, welcome to the world of tech, and wish you all the best. Good luck.
Okay, all right. So we'll start from class here for the physical student again. Please, can you introduce yourself? I can't hear you well. My name is Samuel. Okay, welcome. My name is Paul. Okay, welcome. Next. Can't hear you. My name is welcome. Next. My name is okay. All right. Sorry. Okay. Let's begin the class. I will be sharing my screen now. If you can see it, let me know. If you cannot, also let me know for those online. Please, if you can see my screen, react by showing me some signs. You can see my screen. All right. That is good. That is good. That is good. That is good. Okay. First of all, I would like to, like the MD have said, I would like to welcome you to TechEdu. TechEdu, what we do, we offer tech skills from ranging from data analysis, 3D modeling, cybersecurity. From our ADA ad, you have seen the different courses, and then you may prefer or you decide to go for data analysis. But for this class, we'll be having 1 week free course, which begins from today. For data analysis, our class is Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, all 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. But first of all, before we continue, I would like to say something little about tech. Today, we have started the journey already for you to make up your mind since maybe last month, last week, yesterday, and then you come or you join the class, we have begin the journey. But I want us to know, first thing, when we want to go into tech, most of the time people go from different perspectives. Sometimes when we do an ad, people come and ask, please, I want to go into tech. Which course do you want me to go for? Even me as a data analyst or the data analysis instructor, I will not choose for you. Because sometimes when you go into this, without you maybe have the seed or the course you choose, it can be overwhelmed, and then you not maybe decided to say, I cannot do it again. So I will leave you. I will tell you, there's something I will always tell people that ask me. Please, first thing you need to do, go and do research, come back. Okay, go and do research. When you research about the different tech skills, see the one that you feel you can do it. Because there are some people that when they want to go into tech, this first thing that comes to their mind is which one pay most. And if you are going because of that, most people that go because they want to choose the one that pay most end up not doing well, because they see that maybe this one pay well. When they go at the end, they now say it's too difficult or it's difficult, and then they start dropping out from the course. But when you go do research and see that, okay, you see this one, and then you now made up your mind that, oh, this is the one that I can comfortably put my interest, because my interest, I have passion for this. No matter how difficult, I can go for it. And the second part I want us to know, we should look it as career. Okay, you should look it as career. You should not look it as, we should not put our mindset of, okay, this course, generally, this course is for 3 months. We should not look at after 3 months, I'll start making big money. No, you should look it as career that it's a step-by-step journey. That after that 3 months, it's just for you what you are being trained. It's for you to continue from there and then small to get to the level that the money will start coming. Not like you see that if you go online, many people do ADS, they started saying after 3 months or after 8 weeks, you begin your poverty begin eradicate. It's not really like that, to be sincere. There are some people that will be in this step for almost 5 to 6 years. They have not really make it because it's a journey. Imagine just after 3 months and somebody have a company and you just begin to no, first of all, maybe after your training, you go for internship. Sometimes might be paid, sometimes might be free internship for you to get experience. So that the company has at least someone have an experience for practical work. And then so if you look at it as career, imagine look it at when you are going to school, you start from primary school or nursery school. So now you start from play class. Then from there, you go to nursery school, primary school, secondary school, university. Some people after university, they still go for masters and go for PhD before they get to work. So look it as a career, something that nobody will be telling you that after 3 months, I will be a big person. No, step by step. It's some person get lost, some person even during the class, based on the way they are active, posting, they might get lost and get employed. Okay, we are not the same. So the advert that people are always telling you, it is not that as they say, it's a step by step. Like I always say, some person during class, they might not even finish their class yet. Based on that, what I'm saying is that so that you be more active. We have some social media that some person, every step they learn in class, they post it. So during that activeness of them in the social media, so you now see that a company contact them and then I say, oh, you like the way you are active, want to come. So you might get love. But if you are not part of that love, it will take you time. And also always try as much as possible to announce yourself to the world that you are learning. So every day, whatever you learned, when you reach home, get some read little notes about it, what you understand, you can post this, what I learned today, this, like this, this, like this. You are what announcing yourself to the world. Before you know, you see the company started monitoring you and see how it will go. All right. Thank you. Before we continue, I don't know if anybody have questions. If you have questions, anything about whatever I said, or you have any question on that you want to ask before the class, I'll give you the opportunity to ask questions. Anybody online? Anybody here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Mute yourself and please, I'm waiting for your questions. Hello. Who was the person that said maybe left us? All right. First of all, what we want to learn is for data analysis. But I want to ask, what is data? Let's do analysis. What is data? Anybody who can have an idea? Hello. What is data? I beg, if you know your phone, you can. Okay, what is data? Go this.
Hi, Mr. Victor. Hi, Mr. Victor.
I can hear you.
Okay. So, to my own knowledge, data is an unorganized information.
Okay, thank you. Anybody, you can use your phone and check. I did not say data analysis, just data.
Data are information which are collected for decision making.
Okay, that is good. Another person? Another person? Any other person? All right, let's continue. Okay. Data is a representation of information in a computer, either as a symbol, quantity, sound, images, or videos, which is stored, processed, or transmitted in form of electrical signal. So, all right, like one of the students said is the raw information that is stored. So basically, data is an information that we need to process. Then from there, we now know that, okay, when we know about data, that is an information, but we don't know about process, what is now data analysis? What is now data analysis? Now, these are raw information that need to be processed, or these are information that need to be processed. So when we talk about analysis, we say data analysis is data analysis refers to the process of inspecting, cleaning, and modeling data with the goal of extracting useful information. Now, these data are raw information that are kept. These are information that they are not checked just as the information is coming or as the data is coming, just record it. Now, if you look at the first thing now, when we talk about data analysis, is referred to the process of inspecting. The first thing is when this information is given, before you do any of that, you inspect it. Why do we do the inspection? To check whether the information have error or have mistake. Because in the process of, for instance, now let's look at when we come to data analysis, what do most people want to analyze business data, right? So let's look at example of supermarkets. Okay, every day as you go to buy things in the supermarket, they record it. I think that's that all the information is there. You pick the product, you come to the cashier, check it, and then so when this data is being recorded for years, for months, for weeks, depending on the length that this data is recorded, when they give you to work with it, you not just go and work, you don't just go and analyze it. The first thing is for it to work, inspect it. That's why I say it's referred to the process of what inspecting. Please, I'm not stable in one place. Online student, can you hear me clearly? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes,
I cannot just stay with my system because of the physical
Yes.
students. So first thing to do is what to inspect. Because we are human, even though a robot, sometimes when you are entering information, you do mistake. Sometimes because let's do it overwork stuff. You don't work tired when you are sick because of time never they sleep the enter. Like data in people because they have different kind of people that work for the data or you to have the data. Then there's a mistake. Either you jump in cell when you are entering data, or you will enter one data twice before you. Okay, so the first thing to do is to inspect. To know after inspection, you now know that if this data is okay or this data is dead. And then after inspection, the next thing you now see, that's why you see, if you look at it, this thing is overnight, the definition. We did not start on the data is cleaning and inspecting or modeling or cleaning. We start with inspect. After inspecting, the next thing you clean. That means if you inspect and you know that data is dead, before you now what? You now clean. After cleaning, the next thing is what? Modeling. No need to emphasize on cleaning, man. If your clothes dirty, you wash it. And so if the data is one, what do you mean by cleaning? If the data have, for instance, if you have empty space, maybe the person jump a cell, you find as much as possible to to make sell or fix it or they want to sell. Second part, if the person enter data twice, we try as much as possible to remove duplicate. For instance, if you did not clean it, let's say you have a duplicate, let's say you have that twice, and then the total amount goes to be 1 million, and you have 1,000. So you are giving the wrong information to the owner, which you take a wrong decision at the end. So you need to what? Clean it. Which one? What? Remove the duplicate and order. Then the next thing is modeling. Modeling is the process of connecting data from different sources together. For instance, sometimes these data are not in one sheet. They are from different, it might maybe different institutions, but the same type of data. So I want to work with you to bring them together as one. For instance, you have different cashier, and then they have different sheets that they are recording is. Okay, and you want to work with this data to give them analysis for this data as one. So what you do is you model, we call model, data model. But the process of connecting this data together so that it can give you a single information. So that is why we have inspecting, cleaning, modeling data with, in fact, everything, I always say, everything you are doing about data analysis, see where it ends. See where it ends. In fact, whatever you do, maybe some of you are matter of who research, the data analysis, that what is not that. Check. Find chart. But if at the end of your time design dashboard and it cannot give this, be rubbish. Okay, so when you what? When you inspect the data, you clean the data, you model the data, your goal is to extract information that will help them to make a decision. Like we talk about, our mind is always cast on business and market data like sometimes at the end, get this information. I say explain it for me at the end. This is the impact stage of the 2 years, make 10 million. And that 10 million, the product you have selling on stores, like 20 varieties of product, those information is starting all half of 20 varieties of the product. And your cost, you make 10 million, you will spend 3 million for a sign. So those are what information you spend 3 million. So from there, you have to go depend on 3, make floating level, 7 million. So those are what you don't give me a short. So at the end, let you extract an information from them. From those information, the person can make a decision. If he feel what is the decision you can make with this, you already see the total number of total amount of everything. You have seen the spend, how much you are working. You have spent. You have seen the problem. If you feel that problem is not come to what you want, stagnate. What you will do, the decision, that's why I say at the end, for the person to make informed decision. For instance, if you make a 7 million and that's not what you stagnate, the next thing to do is for you to reduce the cost. Hello, you have made a decision there. So you are good. If you look at my target is I want to make 8 million gain. And what's next, as it's processed for the next time, people will give you what? Someone and then we go and maybe you decide that now. So that now we decide. So that is what decision. So whatever you are doing, you extract an information that he or she will make an informed decision to improve the business. Now, let's look at we are talking about an existing business. But let's look at someone that will give you a data and does a research. It does a research. They go, they make a survey, they just go, the person, someone, for instance, now, someone wants to open a restaurant in an area. So we don't go and they go and kill, we don't go and. So we go to that area, make research. Okay, and the survey was carried out to know the type of food they eat in the morning, the one they eat in the afternoon, the one they eat in the evening, the one they refuse. So a research is carried out, and this information is a raw information. That's why we say data is what a raw information. This raw information is given to inspect, you click data, and then you analyze the data. That is the first thing. For this area, the total number of people that carry out the survey are 10,000. Inside that 10,000, in the morning, 10 prefer akara and beans. 5 prefer bread and akara. 8 prefer rice and stew. In the afternoon, 20 prefer swallow and butter. 10 prefer different kind of food. So when this information is given to you, you extract. When the data is given to you, you extract this main information. You tell the person that these are what you want. Then when the person wants to open the restaurant, it's not how to shine different variety of based on the information given to her. So your goal is to help the person one make an informed decision. So that is everything. I'm emphasizing on it because we have a lot of things to talk about. But everything we are talking about as a data analyst, your goal is to what? Extract useful information for the person to make informed decision to improve whatever the person is doing. Exactly. Yes. So let's move on. Now, then, before you already know what to do, then we have other steps that you need to apply before getting that result. So if you look at now, it involves applying statistical and mathematical techniques to uncover patterns, trends, and insights within data set. Now, you know, we'll just go and get that information like that. You must apply some steps. Okay, and this step one, we have what? Statistical and mathematical techniques to cover the pattern. What do we mean by pattern? How the movement of the information is. Sometimes all this information are not stable. It might be zigzag. So when you apply this method, you now know if the information is like this. How the trend normally the word trend, you know now, make I know something like that, find that one. So when you apply those techniques, you now know what is the trends that happen with that data. And then the insights with the data set. What are insights? Insights are your observations that you observe when you are what? Taking the data. You have what we call ET. So doing your ET. So insights, and these are the things that you record down. These are the insights. Insights are what you observe, and these are the things that you might give back for them to people. That during the process of analyzing that these are what these are my insights. And data analysis will have insight. No, that we will not just stop at insight. After getting inside the microphone recommendation, now you have getting this. What are the recommendations? Naturally, based on this, do like this. Based on this, do like this. So we apply some steps. Now, the data have some key points to understand about data analysis. Some key points to what understand about data analysis. Now, like there is a fact that says the journey does not start with you. I don't know whether I have that part somewhere there. Have that part. The journey of data did not start with you. As a data analyst, sometimes those who collect data but the journey does not start with you. We have what? First part, we have data collection. There must be data must be collected. That's by the example of someone people are there somewhere in the week. People go for survey. Okay, this data are being recorded every day in the supermarket. Sometimes I'm even talking about supermarket. As we are even going online, as we click online, these people are recording all your sales. As we move from one place to another, Data demand, right? Know the number of people that forward the news that side. If there are people that make pictures on post, you have to out on top check whether those people have data about them. Okay, so those are so we have what is called data collection. The first step in data analysis is to collect relevant data from various sources, such as survey, experiment, observation, or database. So the first process is for data collection. Data is being collected from different sources. Either the group of survey, the group of experiment, or get it from database. What is database? Database, you get data is stored. Like now, traditionally, we say we collect it from Excel, we don't use it today. Because let's say I have all my information in Excel, big system, where my system interacts with all. For database, broad area where data is being stored, and you can access it anywhere when you have the link. Then number two, after data have been collected, and what is called data cleaning. Once data is collected, it needs to be cleaned to remove errors, missing values, inconsistency that would affect analysis result. Okay. Now I've talked about it before. When you have what? Collect data, complete data. Now we have error. Now, yes, there will be mistake, and then there will be missing value. Now let's talk about missing value. Missing value in the sense that, let's say you have an amount, let's say you have $12 for amount, and then you see, let's say you see, and then you come to this amount, and then up to the table. It's about what we need. There is a missing value. What do you do? Now, this missing value, first thing is, that's what we'll talk about. It might be a mistake from what data input back. It might be, yeah. So the best thing to do is to contact people. Because they don't have maybe manually where the right is or somehow. So missing value, and then contact them, and anyhow, they give you back. If they don't give you back, we can handle the problem. Not talk about that one later. Then, this one should be the first part. Exploratory data analysis, EDA. I don't know why I arranged it like this. It should be, okay, no, it should be the second one. Sorry, the second one. Reason I'll explain EDA in exploratory data analysis. Should be the second one, then this can be the third one. The reason is that EDA is the process of you going through the data to check. When data is collected, the next thing for you to check. So you go through the data, look at it, go through the data and check and see if the data is good, because there's some data you have. So let's say the data does not have any mistake, you don't have anything like that, and you don't go through it. That's why don't go straight to analysis. So when you check the EDA, the process of what expecting the data to know whether the data is going or not, to understand the data. Because next thing first, wait till you know something, don't be ahead to that. So before you analyze it, I need to understand what data is. You need to understand the data very well. You cannot just go and pick data and start analyzing. Imagine, let's say, the new political data. You never even check to see what we are talking about. That's why. Not just because that means you don't have to take no, but it also understand data. So, like we say, two-way. We check to see whether there is error, there is missing value, there is decay, and also check to know, to understand the data very well, so that we analysis what is easy for you to work with. See where I find it very well. Sorry, different data collection easily. which involves expecting and summarizing data to get better understanding of its characteristics. This step helps identify pattern and relationship between data. So, are we good? Yes. Okay, now we have process. We have process. Now, next thing I'm doing is we have just 2 minutes for this class. And I have something in mind. We'll do something and I'll finish it for this class. And then next week, I'm not expecting to see all this next week class. But it should be for another second. But I can't do. Then in main class, you know, we have 2 weekly classes. And the other one. So I don't want to just put something, but the learning for the person, like the so I don't want to just start. But I will start something and then what we'll do for this class, like a mini project. We'll build the inventory template. We'll build the inventory template. We'll use an example. If you look at what is happening in the supermarket, so they are using software, I will build a template whereby we will have the product and its price. So once you select the product, the price will come up automatically. So that is what we will build for this class. And so that's what we use a formula to automate. We will have the product. Let's say we have food. And if you pick this particular food, the price will appear. I will have, if I want to put both the cost price, the one you buy, both the one you have to sell. So because it will be like you're selling person to one company. So immediately, so like the person is trying to price down, you already see the price and not buy it, no more and use more than that. So immediately you pick that product, the price or like the cost price one here, the selling price, the price one to sell one here. And then you put your problem you see at the end of the market, depends on the food that is what I plan to do for this class. Okay, but first of all, we need to know what data analysis, that's our main introduction. So there are many different models for data analytics, and in this course, we will use 6 steps. Data analysis life cycle as follows. Okay, we have what we call data analysis life cycle. How you start and how you end. So data analysis life cycle. First life cycle is asking question. Now, during class, when you are learning and they give you an assignment or project, they give you the question. The tutor, the instructor give you a question to answer. But when you are working, the person give you project, will not give you question because he or she do not know anything about it. It's all or her own is got to give you data. Sometimes they will just look at it, go to database and pay you data. And you go farm. So they look with motivation and they are that is why the life cycle of data starts with asking questions. Now, when this data is given to you, imagine they don't give you data, they just go and be and buy. Do you even know what they really want? Hello. Because I give you an example. Now, some person analyze the data, for example, some business owner, if you know me, not everybody will analyze data for the sake of profit. Some business owner just analyze to see how many customers they have first. They are not interested in profit. They want to know how many customers they have and the pattern of their customer movement first. So the profit will be a problem. So when this data is given to you, you know just go because as an data mindset, you might not go analyze it. But this is not the one. That is why we have what is called the first part of asking question, which is the analytic process always starts with a question to be answered. Some questions are simple, such as which bicycle color is most popular with our younger bias. Others are very complex, such as why are certain type of cancer cell exhibit resource resistant to radiation. Now, this asking question is to help you to ask the question, first I give data, what do they want? You have the discussion, what does the question answer? So during that discussion, then you have what is called problem statement. Okay, when you are discussing this asking question, you generate what is called problem statement. That is what you call solve. I've already generated problem for that discussion. And at the end of or during your analysis, you are trying to solve the problem that will generate from that discussion. Okay, so you ask questions to know the mindset, to know what they really want from you. What they want to say to you. Me, if I want something now, you get a second question. I got the back to get an second. But the people may not get accurate. So what? Ask question. Then number 2 is called getting the data. Life cycle. The step involves the process of locating and obtaining data from different sources. Then investigating the data, which is like that EDA as well. Investigating the data. Data comes in many forms and from many different sources. This step involves determining if the data is complete and contains some relevant information for analysis. Preparing the data life cycle. So what life cycle mean? So now, it be very important. You know, skip one thing that people talk about formal life cycle. No, please skip one. You must follow all the process. So that is what data life cycle is. First is ask question. Second is what? Collecting the data. Then 3 is what? Investigating the data. Then 4 is preparing the data. After you investigating the data, you prepare by what? Cleaning. Preparing the data, the step can involve many tasks to transform the data into the format appropriate for tools that can be used to analyze and present the data. The process is sometimes referred to as cleaning. Okay? Preparing, cleaning data because there may be blank record of obvious error data set. Then afterwards, cleaning, the next is what analyzing the data. Is the process of what identify patterns, correlations, and relationships obtained within the data set, or draw inference and conclusion of theory. Analysis relays on statistical techniques and software tools such as spreadsheets and observational applications. So during this analysis, when you have derived patterns and other things, and then you use tools. Okay, in data analysis now we have many tools. Plenty stuff. There are many, but the one where your hand can't learn. Plenty. For most of them, independent of them, operating before I can find. We have that. Not be like we have tasks. People do not go by pens. First, we buy and same thing go up with it. We learn that. Friends will go on time because of the speed. Some person will go buy truck. Truck will carry many load. Or where the speed goes, the other one will go. But the small one will carry the load, the very truck, and it will accelerate with for better analysis. This one, you go do one. But get some tip where the load where this one will carry, where this one might not carry. Or the way this one will really start, the other one will do. So the software, that's why they mention, they talk about spreadsheets. These spreadsheets, let's break it down. We call it for Excel. Spreadsheet is the one we use online. Like documents we use online. Come on now. You don't get that and go Excel. But normal I will use for Excel. And spreadsheet on it to remain sorry, spreadsheet is divided into the Excel and the Google sheet. But mostly it's Excel. Google sheet is kind of what mostly used for collaboration. Based on say if me and you want work on the same, let's give an example of the advantage of Google Sheet is that if let's say let's do and we have a list of items and here I did here. Let's say example, the other person did one. And I go okay, make I start from one, if you move down from one, as in the enter, I will just what I will do, I open the Google Sheet, copy the link, send it to the person. When you enter, you will start from one. Me, I start from one. Anything I write from one, you can see, I need to wait like so double shift is good for collaboration. But there are some functions and formulas that exec can handle that double shift is not handling. They are trying, they always ask things to meet up with like that, but it gets still hard to keep. Understand? They are the same, the interface is the same. Double shift is online where there is offline. So, now, then after all, not be say you will just end that analysis, not be that is not where you end. Presenting the results. My dear problem dey for most of us. Introvert. Then introvert here, I say I don't want to because some people can say I'm not public. Because then no go up. I know why explain. First way it was if you sabi no people might go down by himself. So you must come and tell the person. So time will come if you join our main class. Some days I will say once you come and lecture. But there's some person that we can put during that project. Why I start that during class sometimes so that become president. During project, they don't plan. People when look start that they don't start. You cannot close. Really, you remember your plan. So some things cannot stop involvement. Don't do it. So I always encourage them when you do it, no matter your people, your friends, just like to do something like that. So after you have done with analysis, work on presenting the result, this is just the last step for data analysis. It is the process of communicating the results to decision makers. This can be done in form of report, graphical representation, or a combination of both sound. So when you are working on results, you have form, you arrange your dashboard, arrange your insight, presentations, and then you started telling them that this data, this how, this what I see, this what I see, and then this what you should do, this what you can do. Okay, now it's a data analysis. As a data analyst, you are on a journey. I say something about this. You are on a journey. Think about all the data that is being generated each day and that is available in an organization. From transactional data in the traditional database. For example, today's retail business collect and store massive amount of data that track the items you browse and purchase, the page you visited on their site. I talked about this before. So as a data analyst, think about why they even record all those things. So one day they want to write a new power so that because there are some places as they visit, you see where the people they complain. I think I'm going to put this also not to me. I don't so about the back and you can see it's what done. You know the vibe when you go away. And so these people they give attention. That's why their business always do everything. They give attention to everything that happens to them. Everything that happens to their business. So think about that. Why are they recording all this information? Okay. Data analysis process. We play to step one, be clear on the objective. The specific objective based on provided information. Now, we talk about data analysis process. If you want to analyze data, it's a process. So be clear about the objective. What is the objective of your objective? Most of these things are like a repetition of what I've said before. I mean, so be clear about the objective. Because whatever you are doing with that objective is to not end well. And so when you want to apply the data, be clear, okay, this analysis one, and because of this, okay, be clear about your objective. Then the specific objective based on the provided information. So your objective should be more based on the information given to you. Make I check my people. Hello, are we still hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This one where people don't come up plenty.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Please, if you cannot hear me anytime, let me know. Okay.
We are good to go.
Okay. So we have step 2. Step 1 is declare by objective and objective should work based on information provided, clean data, and then have 5 common data quality dimensions. Now, before you analyze your data, you need to do these 5 things. Okay? What we do talking about when I talk about cleaning the data, you see, you have to have these 5 common data quality dimensions. 1, your data should be accurate, which is accuracy. Look for outliers. Now, the data should be accurate. Look for outliers. Now, sometimes, if you can see, if you look at the data that you are checking your data, and you see that there's a particular pattern of space, and then you need some part, you need some step, and you not see that this one is not align with that. That's an outlier. Imagine you are checking, and then the sale is based on, okay, let me give an example of budget. Maybe you want to go microfinance. You say you are that was 5 million for paying first. He was working someone is giving 3,000 every day for his for his or her own saving. Then you just 3,000 and then you just come and see that you see 30K. Maybe that person get bonus that they are people, but that should fall for inflation. I know that's what we call appliers. Appliers is a number that is far beyond the range of what number you are having. So check for appliers. Imagine 3,000 like that's why we say number of those then exactly 30K. Not even 4K, not even 5K, not even 10K, 3K to 30K, fall for inflation. So, according to her, they did everything. They are the natural space, and discover don't take out manually. So, we now check for appliers, and when you say appliers, the first thing you got to contact them. You know whether it's really like that or mistake. So, accuracy. Once you have any other things, so look for applier. Then, 2, which is completeness. Look for missing value. I'm talking about missing value. Your data should be complete. You have accurate. Your data should be complete, very consistent. Say the data type, format, and data standard. Yes. We talk about what? Consistency. We have data type. So your data type is 1. Okay, we have alphabet and we have numbers. Abi? So those 2 things, when they are recorded, they do not fall. We have date. They have time. They are not. They have their own data type. So if we are working on data type, for instance, and then you see this number. Now in a Z, alphabet is the data type is text. Okay, then number, data type is. You need to remind me. Remind me now. Which is the data type of number? What is the data type of number? For number. Numeric data type. You don't remind me. You are push you for more. They are leaving my class. They are using my internet. They are leaving my internet. So start your data type to be consistent. If it is text, do text. If it is integer, put integer. Okay? Okay. If it is numeric, we have what? We have integer. Okay? So you put it as let's work on the text. Depends on the source of analysis. So when we get there, we'll talk about it more. For now, just an example. Then make it what relevance. Remove unnecessary detail. There are some, when we talk about relevance, there are some things that is still relevant for the analysis. Okay. There are some things that are what relevant to analysis. Remove it. For instance, if you have a recorded time and your analysis, you don't want to make it of time, you can remove it time. Okay. So it will make your data giving you unnecessary load. So if you see that there are some columns that you will not make use of, it means analysis, remove those columns, okay? So that it will be filled with your data. When you want to process, then uniqueness, remove duplicates. Uniqueness, remove duplicates. As the world becomes more data driven, storytelling through data analysis will become a vital component and aspect of life. It is the reason that organizations continue to hire data analysts. Data driven business makes decisions based on the storytelling. Now, we have 4 components of data analytics. So we have 4 components of what? Data analytics. 1. Okay, like look at say why the process of data analysis focus on the tasks of training, modeling, and visualizing data. The concept of data analysis and its importance to business should not be underestimated. To analyze data, 4 components of analytics are divided into the following categories. That is descriptives, what is diagnostic, predictive, prescriptive, and cognitive analytics. So let's look at them one after the other. Now, if you look at this diagram, 4 types of data analytics. Now, based on what I mentioned, there are 5. This diagram is not a good one, but I will explain the other one later. If you look at the diagram, if 4, we have the descriptive. And if you look at, you say, what, why, if, and how. Those are those descriptive, predictive, diagnostic, and prescriptive analytics. Now, what, which is what? The first one is analytics. What happened? Rooted in the past anchored by a set of rules. Now, in the descriptive analytics, you want to find what happened. You describe what happened, what really happened in data. What happened based on the historical information about what happened. So that is why it's titled as what. So descriptive analytics answer the question of what happened. Let me not put it like that. Okay. It answered the question of that say what happened. Then we have the next one is why. If something happened, why did it happen? So you not just analyze. You analyze, okay, what happened? You check. This is what happened. Why did it happen? Which comes to what? Based to what? Diagnostic analysis, which answer the question why. Why an event happened. They then move to if it happened, what so what might happen if a specific condition occurs? So okay, we have already known that what happened. Why did it happen? If it happened like that, what would occur? Okay. Then the next one is how, which is descriptive, prescriptive analytics, which action are best based on the desired result. So let's look at this. Descriptive analysis, we start from the beginning again, read that help to answer the question about what has happened based on historical data. Now, this helps you to answer the question about what has happened based on what the information we got. Then, in it, all those Diagnostic, let's remember maybe when we see people to always machine. So diagnostic analysis help to answer the question about why events happen. Okay. Then the next, predictive. As the name implies, predictive analysis help to answer the question about what will happen in the future. So predictive. Then prescriptive analysis help to answer the question about which action should be taken. If it already happened, which action will you take? Then the other one, which is the last one, prescriptive analytics, answer the question about which. Okay, cognitive analysis attempt to draw inference from existing data and pattern to that conclusion. So this last one, once they have cleared everything, that makes a conclusion. What happened? Why did it happen? If it happened, what so now at the end, what's your conclusion? So let's look at role in data. This one is not data analysis. Different role in data. The following section highlight the different set of roles that and the specific responsibility in overall spectrum of data discovery and understanding. Now, because fine, some people have started to ask, they will go to so that's why we go to this. Maybe after this one now, we'll go back to we can check time. Okay, 10 about we still have time. So we see the practice as well. So different roles in data. Now we have business analyst, data analyst, data engineer, data scientist, and database administrator. We come to data. So you see now the different role. See, say business analyst come before each other. Okay, so let's look at this. Now, if you look at business analysis and data analysis, they work hand in hand. And it can be a function of one person. My not necessarily want to think I does do data analysis and become that it must not be for those that maybe not that business analysis and cannot do that analysis, but my way to see data. It don't be like medical doctor, general medical doctor, and a specialist. We will talk about that later. Well, some similarity exists between a data analyst and a business analyst. The key differentiates between the two roles is what they do with the data. So there's similarity between them, but their key differences is what they do with the data. Now, a business analyst is closer to the business and is a specialist, like I say, like a general doctor and what a specialist doctor. And is a specialist in interpreting the data that come from visualization. Also, the role of data analyst and business analyst could be responsible of a single person. Now, a business analyst is someone that, when, for instance, if you have two a data analyst and data analyst company, the data analyst will wait for the data analyst to work. Then wait that work, I need to wait that. So, for instance, those people where those are top, where they don't think so. Get of say, you come to work for where the business analyst is. And only if I need to talk, you will go on to the okay. So, the business analyst is the one that will interpret what the data that we have. And most not just what we only specialize that business data. You know, at the start, that will come. If you check on one, if you check on one, data analysis, simple analysis, business analysis. Now, when person is political analysis, person will start with this. Let's say, I'm going to take anything from. For now, I think I give anything that you want to analyze. But time will come, very long good fact. You want to do anything, only business, you want to do anything that is already concerned business, you don't get that. It's saying, I go out today now, you find out, go to start, anyone with them, back for advice. But time will come and say, no, make us specialize. Okay, so that's that. The business analyst was specialized in what? In what? Interpreting data that comes from visualization. And this visualization, which one? Data analysis. So let's look at, and then if you look at where they say the responsibility of a single person, one person can go out, become a business analyst. Then let's look at data analysis. Data analysis enables business to maximize the value of their data assets through visualization and reporting tools, such as Microsoft Power BI, data analysis use, and one of the tools with that Power BI can use Excel. But business analysts will wait for you to those one. So data analysts are responsible for profiling, cleaning, transforming data. The responsibility also includes designing and building scalable and epic models, enabling and implementing the advanced ability to report or for analysis. So you use all those process, data information, and give to. Then let's look at data engineer. A data engineer provides and set up data platform technology. So don't talk much. You know, when we talk about engineer, we know what to do. So they are the ones that set up the platform and the technology that are in premises. Now we have the technology in premises. Let's talk about how we call that normal because this data, like I can talk about data, but like people that AWS, where data is stored, people with Google Cloud, where data is stored, these are different things. Then we have data scientists as well. Data scientists perform the advanced analytics to extract information from even the data scientists, now the data engineer, data scientists start not the data science, or treat everything about data science. So that you can't go higher and learn machine learning or that it's advanced work. So even though like people who want to start data scientists, they will start with that they will start with as they will do what I'm because that they are when they are done with that analysis. So but they don't have to join them. I don't know why. Instead of joining them, they can now move their practice. But they must do everything about data analysis first. Then they now what they normally do. But most of those data that we talk, they go higher to learn higher machine, which we call machine learning, which they use for predictive. So basically, from data, their work can vary from descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics evaluate data through concept known as ETL, and then others use machine learning. By this, just that. Then, okay, there is something here. So, if you look at a data analyst and data scientist, this one understands past data. This one predicts future using data. This one, what happened and why. This one, what will happen, what can be done, what can we do. Excel, expert, Power BI. This one using Python, R, machine learning, big data too. Okay. These are the advanced that you add, but first of all, you start learning. Reporting, charts, finding trend, coding, math, and building model. Reports, dashboard, and insight. Prediction, algorithm, smart tools. Help team make decision now. Help business plan and pay. Good start for better career. Need deeper technical. Then database Implement and manage the operational aspect of cloud native and hybrid data platforms. So these are the ones that look after those things that we have in the cloud. Yeah, the things that the person that look after our data is okay. Introduction to Excel. For us to do any Excel and do something. My class started with very popular functions. This is the first one I want to just start giving names for the same time we had before. Start up with class. When the class continue from there. And for this time, and that's why I say people don't pay him. At least you have. But if you want to bring something, you can go and use our activity. But if I just die and get what now, you never to do something again. Then we can if time permits us, and still I can even do budget. When we have budget template, when we have let's say we want to do a budget, we can do a budget template when we have starting balance. Then we have the aiming, for instance, the aiming, the sheet for aiming, let's say the smaller things, then the sheet for expenditure, the sheet of the balance. So anytime you get money, you write something. Anytime you spend, you write something. And then that's something automatically okay, we tell you how much you spend. The other one, automatically, that one. Then at the end of the day, tell you the summary of what you spent and what you did. Like people have time to this policy, but it's for budget and for the best for the priority of the class for inventory management. This is the first one we talk about. So Excel sheet. What is Excel? Excel sheet consists of cells in which you can enter and calculate data. Now, Excel sheet. What do we mean by cell? Okay. Excel sheet consists of cells which you can enter data when you have the data entry form, and there's a data analysis where you can calculate. Now, if you look at this particular place, that one that is highlighted there was 10. Only one of it is for 10. There are 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All this range cannot be for 7. So it's for range. So, like I say, one of it is what? 10. Combine 2 or more is called range. So that is what we say. It consists of all cells that cells are organized into columns and rows. Okay, the cells are organized into what? Columns and rows. Then the next question: what is column and what is row? Now, make I see whether I will take it. Excel is used for different. Before we go there, Excel is used for different for the following: data entry. How to enter data management, accounting, financial and data analysis, charting and graphing, time management. They use Excel for many things. In fact, all the other things that come from data analysis, from that because you are direct. See where they never call them apart from analysis, they make So, and things underrated, let me use that statement because they say other things don't come. Many things, even for analysis. Because some person they may not think the men in them well because they want to talk to the other one. And they say people are wrong. And wrong. So we have columns and rows. columns are the alphabetical line, or I have to say alphabet line, which we have, we start from A to XL. There are 16,384 columns in a single stem. There are 16,384 columns in a single stem. The row and numeric line, that one that starts with 1 to down. We have more than 1 million. Is it? More than 1 million row in NZ. Now, if you look at it now, based on that, you might like this. This one this A that is on here together is 8 down is for column. Hello, you see a line here. Like if A is column, that is from 1 to B 2 C. So like this is a row. One that go like this. So this one that go like this is for row. Is that clear? Hello. I think I asked you this. How many of us can play computer here? Very simple picture. Eh? How many of us are different computer? How many of us are going to play for computer? I will be different. You see that all the ground, you're not playing as smart. Everybody is open on laptop. You want to start something now. Since I'm not finished still, I make a week. If you have 1 hour, then don't. Don't finish to all those things to know about. Because you know what I mean. So that makes time go. Sometimes as a friend, you don't do very good. So please, our plan is that we need to work on the problem. They say we have for simplicity, the complex. Okay. So please, people online, by there with your laptop, on your and it happens then. Please open your Excel sheet. Online student, if you are with your laptop, open your Excel sheet. Okay. So we have talked about row and column. Then let's talk about function and formula. How many of you have heard about the one? How many of you have heard about where we don't learn that? How many of us do learn that? Yeah. I know, like say, because some people they use one hand to type instead of using hand. If you are watching this, and if you can when I was this I feel it very good. Say not the 5 days, not the first one. You want to make it believe now. Okay, so let's talk about formula and function. Now, in every day, we care about formula. Mostly, okay, these are used interchangeably, but most of the things we call exact formula are equally exact function. Although people give a formula, they don't have to find it. But okay, let's look at it. What is formula? Formula are users made. Like they are users made. Not the same I need to go and start, but I'll explain what it is defined by users without exam instruction. When a user use any kind of logic to get an answer is called formula. Now, when we talk about formula, again, you just do one of the logic to get an answer. If I say 10 plus 10 and use your logic to get an answer as creating a formula, it's not going to give an answer. But when we talk about function is an input that there's a given instruction to follow. If you do not follow that instruction, you get wrong answer. But a formula, you use your logic and you arrive at an answer. So that is the difference between the two. So for instance now, when I say 10 plus 10, I can use my logic to say, okay, 10 is in cell A, and I say, okay, equal to 8 plus 8, 3. That's me 40 plus 10 plus 40, I'll get 50. That is formula. But let's look at function and build set of instructions. They are already there. You know, go use your own. Everything about function are already inside the Z. In functions, they give a set of instructions to arrive at answer. This is 10 plus 40. You say equal to sum. Immediately you put this equal sum, and instruction will come up for you to follow. And when you follow that instruction, you get. So you see this one at A2 plus A3. This one is not A2 raised to A3. So that is so all right. Now, this is the I we will be using on the class or the reserve part. But I'm not sharing this part. This part is shared. Next, please. So we'll be entering it manually in our own. So this is the file that we're using. If the part of force change in data. Now we say basic reserve formula and functions. Then we have other things, everything, the charge, calculation, and balancing. These are what we learn in exam. Now, and then this is what I tend to build for this class. Okay, all right. But we'll not start straight from here. We'll start from our formula first so that we'll get used to the formula. So if you look at now, we have two sheets here. Sheet 1 is this, which is Sarah Andrew is page. Then sheet 2 is price list. We have our price list here. This is another sheet. Let's say this sheet is you, the owner. Or you can, there's a way you can log it, even though the same person have will not, she or he will not have access to it. Then you only have it. So this is the price list. This is what you are selling. This, let's say you are selling fish. You have this as a spreadsheet. This is the cost price. That is the price you bought. This is the revenue. This revenue means the money will be the price you want to sell or the price you are selling. Okay, so revenue. So let's say this start finish you bought for 1,000, you are selling it for 1,500. Okay. Now, and then these are the states that have your customers. for instance, where the customer are coming from. Okay, and then this is what the sell record. So let's say this is your badge or your ID, your then and sell fish and does it fish and now the date. So your sell person, for instance, if the person from record the date, person any state the person come from, pick the person state. This one are automatic. This one you ask this particular one you to have for type. But this one, because we already have it here, no need to what to be writing it again because we have it here. There you'll be picking it automatic. We use what we call data validation to do it. So already have to pick. And this fish as a product, because we already have it here, no need to be using it. You can pick it as well. We use what we call data validation to do it as well. Then this is the unit. When, for instance, if a customer comes, I want to buy a fish, you come here, even though you have not written it, not everybody can reach it. Immediately you pick any product, fish, this price and this price will come out. These are the things I will show automatic. Yeah, this is what we learn in this class. Let's say, okay, let me pick today's date. Today is January 12th, 2026. Can we see clearly? Hello. I do now. Clear? Okay. So let's say today is what? I write it according to my system date. Okay. That is December, January 12, 2026. Then if you come here now, like I said, the state I already have my customer state. So I will not write it. Just click here, you will see the list of the state. So I can decide to pick, let's say the person is from Kano, I'll pick Kano. Then for fish, I already have the type of fish I'm selling. So immediately, like I say, like a supermarket, if they just bring the product for you, you put it and then it will show you the price. So let's say if immediately I pick the fish, you see the line, there is nothing there. Hello. If I click here and then let's say the person wants to buy stock fish, immediately I click stock fish, the price will appear automatically. Now this one cost, that's how much you cost, and then leave the price instead. Now, if you see this nothing appear, based on say this one is cost per one that I show you here. So except the person already put the number he wants to buy, then this one will not come up. Hello, this is only telling you that one of the fish you are selling you 500. If the person pick the number here, then this one will not come up. This will not come up later. Hello. So for instance, now let's say the person picks stockfish and he wants to buy 15. So now tell you that because of that 15, for your cost price is 6,000, you are selling it at what? 7,500. Then your profit is 8,000. To use a very function to set it up. Now, the problem now here is that there's something that now, if I want to do it for the same person, now, if you look at now, if I come here, I can click and something will happen. I can type there. I can type something here. And but once somebody type where I made my formula, it will become a problem because the person is supposed not to type there. Okay. Person is supposed not to type there. So what I'll later do is, if I have pieced my function here, I will lock that out so that I only allow where the person can touch. Those places that come automatically, I will lock it. Once you want to touch it, So that, because mistakenly if I leave it open, once if I do something now, just look at it. If I do something now, here, let's say if I do something now. Let's say if I come here now and pick fish. This one did not come up. Because I thought. So mistakenly, if you send like for like and there's something happen, everyone thought. The only solution to help out in there is just to block it. So okay, let's go back. That is what we'll be doing for this class. But now small. I will not just jump here. We need to learn the formula, normal how the formula works before. Here, that is why they ask how many of us sabi operate laptop. Okay. So this is how my class will start. They start out from primary school itself. And so if you know this, approve it. So now we are talking about basic formula and function. Now, these are items and these are amount. Now I want to know the total amount. I want to know what the total amount. So we don't start with formula and function. I want to know the total amount. One, I can do this. Here, I can say total amount will be equal to, I will click this 100, which is, I'll click 120 plus 60 plus 40. Then I hit enter. Give me 220. But the problem is that this is formula. Formula waste time. Waste time. Imagine I have to come. The reason why I asked how many of us have computer? You see, that plus. You go hold this and this before you should plus. No, it doesn't want to add plus. Check your note. Okay? This is what that is formula. Now, if I want to do a function, but in everything, whether formula or function, you start with equal to. Don't forget, you must start with equal to. Whether you are using formula or you are using function. So let's look at function. Now say equal to sum, because to get the total means sum. You are sum up everything. So for function, you use equal to sum, then it will come up. And here I want to use equal to sum. When you type sum, like I said, function is an inbuilt. You see that something, anything that related to sum always come up. These are inbuilt. This information is already built in Excel. But formula, you use your logic to get it. So I will not pick what? The one, we have sum, if, and other, but I'm using sum. So I'll pick sum, which give me the total. Then when I pick sum, it will tell me that add number. Say, it give me information. Sum is number 1, number 2. But here, what I will do is just to highlight the range. That is why I explained cell and range. Now, immediately I pick sum, bracket will open. If I pick the sum, that form of bracket will open. So I'll highlight the range, which is from what? 100 to 40. Then I'll close my bracket and hit enter. So that is that. It's very easy. Very easy. Save time. In terms of it, imagine if it is 100 cell, because I like only the name. For formula, you add this for this. Now, another one is that in case there are some people that find it difficult to highlight, that's why I always ask that question. How many of us have been operating? I have a student that highlight approach. Now, another way to do it is that if to highlight is your problem, for instance, now, let's say if I'm having issue with highlight, let's say somebody is having issue with highlight, I'll not say equal to sum. Okay, when I pick it, what I will do is, if I have a problem, because some people will define it equal to like now, this 100 is in 810. I'll say 810, then ratio. I'll not click my shift and then if you see your letter after L, the next button that is there, I'll hold shift, then I'll click that, you give me a ratio. Then B, this 40 is what? Sorry, I'm using A, I'm supposed to using B. Bit 10, ratio bit 13. Then you see that he highlights it. Not me use my hand. I just write where it is. Then I'll close my bracket and hit enter. So any of the one that is easy for you, either when you say equal to sum, you highlight here, close your bracket to get answer. Or equal to sum, you write, you target here. This column is B, 100 is B10, 40 is B13. Now say B10 ratio B13. Get answer. Clear. Clear. No, it's not. These are the first. Okay, we'll talk about that later if we need an example. And then you want to, the only exam I said, me, you see, 24. The only exam I said to my class, 2016 professional. For me, I feel like I have to but the thing is, at least I manage. I want to change the state, but I have to. Huh? All of them are big. The only one that you ever try is this. Like the only one that cannot use it for now. For all I get are fun. So let's move on. So you see that now we have an auto sum as well. If you don't want to go through this process, there is another easy method that we can handle. If I want to get the answer for this, now I can do I can highlight this. Highlight it instead of writing sum, I can highlight. Then go to, if you see this sum, go to home. Under your home, okay, sorry, I suppose start with the feature of Excel, but I don't start with it because my son has been operate. So for the feature of Excel, first thing you see clipboard, you see fonts. They are section by section. So if you look at your Excel, they have feature. Then we have the first section is clipboard. The second section is font. We have alignment, numbers, styles, cell, editing, and so under this editing, you see this sign like form, like summation for those that did mathematics or statistics. And we have what we call summation. So those are the auto sum. So if you highlight your data and you go there, pick, there's a drop down there, we call drop down. When you click that drop down, you see option. You see sum, average, and count. Just click it. Just click the sum. It will give you the answer. To type anything. Don't highlight it. Go there and pick it. They do many ones so that function everybody work fast. So you pick the method and ask. Hello. So anyone decided to you said? Hello. Not you people. It's like someone is saying something. Your hand is up. Promise. Promise.
So, but I try your number is not going through.
You what? Please.
You're going to start coming to Lekki now. What time will you get here?
Okay. Please, Judith.
So there's one.
Promise, please. Can you unmute? Can you mute yourself? Promise.
Admiralty Way. Sure, you know Admiralty Way. Okay. So if you enter bus, if you come that you can say that freedom, you will not enter. You will not trek inside.
Are we good? So that is that. So the same thing that we do sum, we can still do, we have sum, average, maximum, minimum, and so forth. So if you want to get an average, we can equal to AB average. So you have your what? Average, and then you highlight what? The range, close the bracket, and hit enter. Average is 55. Now, what is average? We get okay, make an average. Either you call it average or mix. Some what or average is average. Two persons have answered. Don't worry. Now, when we talk about average, the total number of this, everything is 220, and then you divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 220 divided by 4 will give you 45. So that is average. You want to do it in mathematical way, manual, let's say manual way. So you add the total number of number and you divide it by how many times those numbers are here. So now we have 55. Now, but in function, you don't need to do that manual one. It just equal to average and forget. But if you want to do that mathematical one, you add it 220 divided by 1 to 3 4 to get to 55. Okay, that is for that. The same method, if you want to get maximum or minimum, you say equal to mass. Now you don't maximum and minimum, you don't write it complete. It's mass, M-A-X. Then you pick it. Now, in another way, you highlight the range and close your bracket. Now, mass, you say our maximum number there is 1. Now, in another situation whereby picking, because sometimes many people, if they want to pick, they will get an error. They don't know how to pick. Then a solution to that is, if I don't want to pick the option, what I will do is that, for instance, just look at it. If I want to do mass, if I don't want to pick from there, I'll open bracket myself. Then I'll do what I want to do. Hello. This maximum. So if I don't want to pick the option that, so if we're doing, let's say, even though I want to do equal to sum, and I don't, maybe sometimes some people will pick with, if I don't want to pick the one I said give you, if I open brackets myself, I'm good to go. Is that clear? Hello. So then whatever function you want to do, if you like some person, if they pick, there is an error they get. Is it hash and something or so? Hash value or so. Some person don't know how to pick it. They will see hash value or it should be hash value or hash name, question mark, depends. So if your own is giving you that headache, then you write what you want, open bracket yourself, continue. So that is for sum. So those ones are very simple. Using sum, but another one and a sum. If the one is hard small, if any question from the one who does ask you, what number, the target on any question. Some we don't do some, don't do average, don't do margin, don't do
Yes, I have a
minimum.
question, sir.
Don't make the change.
I have a question, sir.
Hello? You said? Promise. I mute you, you unmute yourself. And if you're not talking to the class and you unmute yourself again, I will remove you from this call. Please, if you know. Okay. I can. Oh, yeah. Promise your hands is up.
Yes, I said I have a question.
Hey, I can hear you. Yeah,
Okay.
continue.
Sorry, my network tripped off. So right now I don't understand what's happening. My Excel book is open. So I don't know how we get there. Get here, please.
Don't know how we get here.
Yes, I was at when the Excel book was open and my network went off.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We say we want to add these numbers together to get the total. Like you see here, we have total. So we have function and we have formula. To get this total, we now say we'll do equal to here. And then there is something called sum, S-U-M. When you type it, it's an inbuilt, it's already built in Excel. It will come up. So the first one is the sum. So we'll pick the first one. And then we highlight the range where those numbers are. Those numbers that we want to add together to get the total. So then we now highlight them and close the bracket. To get the total amount, you write equal to sum, highlight the range, close your bracket and hit enter, give you 220. That is what we do. Then we have another method called auto sum, where we now first of all highlight the range, highlight this range first. Then we'll come to this place. We have a symbol like called summation here, close to the end of the Excel feature, which we have category of editing. So we click this auto, we click this summation, you see sum. This one you are not to write equal to sum again. Just pick this sum and then you get your answer automatic. So the same process, if you want to get an average, you see the same process, equal to average, you pick it, you highlight, and then you close your bracket. The same thing if you want to get your maximum. The only difference is that you change the name. Instead of using equal to sum, you use equal to average. Depends on what you want to get. Okay? Wait. Which one? Two to Abi? Oh, go and change. So that is that. Okay, that is what we did for sum. We do sum, average, maximum, and minimum. Are you clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Please, so for this, we can type it so that the book have to type it. Those people really great. Oh, really great. We want to move it now. So I'm never going to learn fast. Which will be like. Because why I don't want when I get over happens. Sometimes I come and tend to people in the streets. So I already get to it. So for speaker will do that. You have the speaker. But for move around, we still move around. But we'll work on the speaker. Okay, let's look at this now. Using some if function. So with this sum, and we want to work on some if now. If you look at it now, we talk about if sum is to add total number of information you have, or the numbers you have to get the pattern. Then what is now some if? Some if now demand a criterion. Okay, some if now demand a criterion. The difference between some if is also you are adding. Okay, you are adding, but you don't add all. You add based on the criteria you have at time. Right? Hello. Hello. What do you do? So sum is, for instance, now, if I want sum, but here I'll add everything. But some if now have a criteria. For instance, if I want to work a function called sum if now, let me take me to real life practical so that it will be easy to work with that something. Okay, I am a seller person. Yeah. If I sold items in shop, at the end of the day, Ramadan here, and requested for me to give the total number of currency, like the money, the number of states that I should add only the currency that is 1,003. We have other currency, other combination of currency. But she's always, so for the first time, you're only interested in 1,000 pesos. So I want to know how many 1,000 have. So if you want to count money, it's a base. So let's 1,000 is 50,500 rupees. So now, some if go with that criteria. So if I want to add this number together, and I have a criteria for add only the number that is greater than 100. I cannot use sum because sum cannot be. So I will what is called sum if. Hello. I'm not type. And if you know say they fast, can see type this one. Type the way it's form. So the matter is solution. All right. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. Now we move to, first of all, we deal with sum. Now we are moving to sum. If it's still telling you now. Now look at, that's why if you listen to the definition, it's always saying give instruction. First of all, some people say range, comma, criterion, comma, then other follow. What is the range? That is asking you for the range of the number you want to store. Okay, asking for the range of number you want to store. So what is our range? What is our range? The same thing, you highlight everything. After range, comma, if you look at your instruction, there is even that comma there. After range, comma, then the next is your instruction. Now, the instruction says, I want to calculate the number that is greater than what? 100. So I put quotation. I think I use double quotation. Now, why they ask whether shall we know where we will do quotation? Okay. Then greater than sign. Then I put my 100. I close my quotation. I close my bracket and hit enter. I'll come again. Okay. Now, some if work with a criterion, it also some, but have a criterion that you follow. For instance, like I said, if I want to calculate the number greater than or less than so figure, I'll use what is called some if. Like I give the example, I sold items and madam was equally asked to know the total number of items sold above 1,000. So there are other items that are sold less than 1,000, but at that moment, she's not interested to know those amounts yet. She's only interested to know the amount of items that I sold above 1,000. So what I will do, I'll use what is called sum if function. Now, equal to sum if they are there. Sum if first thing asks you for range. Range is now. Don't have a tempted to say I want to highlight and leave those numbers. What if the number are missed? If you see here now, this number are not arranged the way you can say, okay, make I only highlight the one that is above 100. No, see the way it's arranged. So there's no way. So you can see highlight everything the way you want to highlight for your sum. The only thing that you want to add your criterion after the range, comma. Now, another issue now is that now I'm combining two different characters. That is why I put that quotation. Without that quotation, Excel will give you error. That quotation, anytime I quote anything, when I'm combining two information and I quote, I'm telling Excel that normally if you quote it, Excel will say it's not correct. That quotation I say organ and this center. It doesn't like say they put over the pursue. First of all, go to and this center. Like, even though you are not supposed to like target, but somebody will. So those quotation I'm telling Excel that I'm send and leave my mail go. So Excel will know that this person sent the message where. But without that quotation, it will not work because I'm combining, I put this, and then I want to put number, a symbol, and a number combining together, which will be very wrong. Excel will look at a wrong information. That is why after my what? My range, first thing is my what? Quotation. Then after quotation, the criterion is greater than Abi. So I put my greater than symbol. Then what I need is what? 100, because I need anything that is greater than 100. So I put the 100. Then I'll close quotation. Remember, in our function, or whatever we are doing, in Excel function and formula, if you open bracket, you must close it. If you open quotation, you must close it. Hello. Yes, it's just the symbol that you change. Yes, we will still go to that. Okay, now when I close in my bracket now, and then I hit enter. Now, if you look at first thing here, my range starts from 200 to 150, which is B19 to B22. If you look at it here, comma, then my criteria is this symbol means greater than 100. I quote it like I have explained why I quote it. Then now, because I open bracket, I close my bracket, then I hit enter. Now, if I hit enter, give me 350. Let's check. We have 200 and 150, which are the number that greater than what? 100, which gave us 150. So let's look at the other one like you asked. If I want to look at less than, now say equal to son if my range is the same thing, don't highlight the 350 because that one is an answer, comma, quotation, then I change my what? My symbol to less than 100. I close my bracket, my quotation, I close bracket, I hit enter. So give me 0. Okay, because of this, let me use it another place. Because of this answer I already have, that is the reason. So I do equal to sum if my range is this, comma, my criteria quotation less than 100, close quotation, close bracket, and hit enter. So you see 50. That's mean in that range, the only number that is less than 100 is 50. Two ways that we can use some people, okay? That is one. Are we good? That no, so please, like I said, in a formula of functions, when you open what bracket, you must close it. When you open quotation, you must close it. Remember that. And we have two types of quotation. That's double quotation and single quotation. Don't miss them. Don't use double quotation open and then go and close single quotation. It do not work. So if you are using double quotation, there are some places that single quotation does not even work on double quotation. When you are using single quotation, use it two at that particular point. When you are using single and double quotation, using double quotation, don't use single and close double. Or don't open double and close single. Please be very, very careful of that. Now, are we good to go? Okay. Then let's look at the second method. Is that clear? Do we understand this? This is my always standard. My class, if I see the to know you go is that clear? I don't say that problem is new to be happening. But in time, when we place a student, I'm coming. When we place a student. In fact, if they read maths, you know, and when you go right in time to go to I mean, so we don't read maths, practice maths. For those that maybe we don't read practice. So now, here now, if you are not using your system to find, you will be saying something. You might try and first. That's why we say our class is always practical. If you do like this, try and when you get some first, but if you try and now you say you won't get that, wait up, don't do some work. So please, when we are coming tomorrow, let's try as much as possible to have one. So that we follow up as well. So the class is recorded thoughts. hope I don't believe share with me. We get it. We might not share it now. So now this is on if functions for this. We still have another some if function that we can equally see with. These are the number. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. We have food. Let's say these food items and this amount. Rice, beans, plantain, rice, egg. So rice appears so many times. Okay. So let's look at this. Okay. Someone wants to ask questions, right? Please, online students. I was hearing someone. Promise. Theophilus. And Theophilus, why are you using two devices to join? Theophilus, can you hear me? Okay, any questions from any person?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Any question? Okay, so no questions. So let's continue. So let's look at the second part of our SUN-IF function. The second part. So let's look at this. So are we ready? Okay, so let's look at this. When I say equal to SUN-IF, I'm using another SUN-IF. My range is everything here. Okay, my range is everything here, comma. My criterion is rice. I'll just come and click rice here. Hello. My criterion is rice. This is different from the first one, Abi. My criteria is rice, comma. Then I'll come and highlight the amount column and then close my bracket and hit enter. Now I'll explain this difference now. Okay. Now, this first one, we only deal with the column of numbers. Hello. We do not have any business with the food items there because you are asked to calculate only the numbers that are greater than 100. But this second method now is that you store different kind of rice. You are asked to only give the total amount of food item for rice. Are we clear? Let's say you have different kind of bag of rice and different amount. And then you store different in record and different, so you don't know how you have the total amount of money somewhere. But you want to know how much, but okay, let me even put it this way. In the supermarket, you sold items. Madam wants to market for rice. So he's only interested to know how much of rice I've sold because now rice is one to market that day. So you are asked to calculate the total number of amount sold for rice. So you use this SUN-IF as well, which will use this one. Hello. So it's two different things from the other one. That's what the criteria here. We don't use those quotation and symbol again. We come and pick the item. You can equally put right somewhere. Okay. So, but the fact is that you must use the table. If you see that when we highlight our range, it's the whole table now, not one column as it was the first one. Hello. Okay. Not what the first column as it was on E. Because it involves the two columns. You involve like rice and amount. But the other one, you do not have business with the product. So what we do, equal to SUN-IF, your range is the whole table, comma, your criteria is rice because it's the rice that I want to know how much you sold. After your criteria, you now come and highlight the column for amount. When you close your bracket, it will give you, let's look at it, 1-4. Rice, first rice is 500. 400, this is 900. This is 1, 2, then this is 1, 4. Now we have what is what count. Also, and we have count if. Count the total number of how many times the item appear. Now, in this case, you already get the one for, let's say you want to know how many times the rice appear, how many bag of rice sold to amount that. Hello. So we equally use count if again with this method. So we now say equal to, instead of now we are doing what? Count if to know how many rice. Count if range. Okay, our range is this, comma. Then our criteria is just rice. You do not have any business with the column again. You close your bracket and hit enter. Okay. Now, this second one is just 2 steps. Count if your range is everything, comma, your criteria is rice. Close your bracket. Let me go again. Equal to count if my criterion is, sorry, my range first is my table, which is the 2 column, comma. My criterion is rice, which I will click the rice, and then I'll close the bracket and hit enter. So what is telling me that rice appear 4 times? That's me, I sold 4 bags of rice. So amount that 1,400. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Questions? Everybody? So that is that. So the difference between this is that this one is only asked for the number greater than, lesser than. This one is specific on the amount based on the items. So you can use some if on 2 different functions. Now, we have what we call fill down. I have this arrangement on ground so that it will be very easy. You don't need to type when you have these items. Let's have now, you might be wondering why we never start with I say one big David. Abi, then I just come on my why we never start now. No, nah, if you know there's something you be curious like who they wonder why we never start now. Hey, so and this somebody problem. Why? Because I think I'm waiting one for this class, but we may go that. Hello, and that's in my mind. Because you train and not knowing business. That thing will be the now this now formula will see it with that. So no, it's the formula of what's my it goes up to the to 90 megahertz. Okay, can't be here. So why I start with this is that we use formula to build those, to automate those things. So I want us to, and not even this one we use. Though I use if, we use data validation. Okay, we use drop down, we use VLOOKUP to do those things. So that's why I feel that let's touch more formula first before we read them. Okay, this count if is to count to know the total number of items. Now, it's just a two-step. Equal to count if, which is already the inbuilt function like we have. When you pick your count if, your range is asked for range and criteria. That is just for count if. Our range is still the whole items, comma. Then our criteria, what do you want to count? Price. Then you close your bracket. Then hit enter.
So some people counting. Another one has some is counting. Are they the same thing?
No. They're not the same thing. Go and check. That is your assignment. They're not the same thing. The ifs S that add to it contains many information. So I don't use them because we'll go to use nested if later. That ifs that S are added is telling you that when you involve more than one. Okay, more than one. But still go and do your research. So that is the differences of the S more than one. The one without S is one criteria. So if you like equal to some ifs. So if you look at this one now, some if, just check it. Some if, some range, comma, criterion, comma, range 1, comma, criteria 1, comma. Are you seeing it now? So this one is very simple. Why do we do this fill down? In the sense that the fill down is just very simple. These are like sometimes you go to all these classes, they start with data creation, some stuff. They start with data creation. For me, I've heard as a data analyst, most classes they start with contact with the dog, as you know, the bring data, maybe after introduction, some of the data and start development. But imagine as a data analyst, I cannot make use of all this stuff. Now, this fill down, I only put few, but really fill down. There's a situation whereby let's look at this. This cost price, selling price of in some data. That okay, when I talk about necessary content, remember there are some data that we want you to follow. And we want you to have extra column. Hello. Don't be just to move. There are some data that you need to add column for it to be complete. Okay, let's look at, for example, we have a data that have only, maybe you are analyzing the data that have both profits. Maybe based on your active ratio. And then the data entry, the way they do, there is no column for profit. Okay, there's no column for profit. You will not just one like it is now, where the column for profit. Okay, now in that situation, then you have the data, like you have cost price, the money where they spend to buy or to produce, and then you have the selling price. So let's say we want to get the problem for profits, and we have this. Let's say equal to this one is just you just click this selling price is 75. You click 75, then manually minus this. Okay, this one did not demand this one, like this one now is what formula. Don't need function for this. Hello. But that is why I was telling her. So this to get profit don't even need function. It's just a formula. The money where you sell minus the money where you spend. And so that's why it's C7 minus B7. You now hit enter to give you a profit. Now, the question is that will you continue to be doing one after the other? What if you have a 1,000 row? Oh, sorry, yes, you have 1,000 cell. When will you finish it? That is where feed are coming. As far as the column is for profit, once you do one and you get the answer, you are good to go. Come back to that place. The main, our main work here is not the answer. Our main work here, you have to feed the other one. So when you come here, you click there, bring your cursor to that edge, it become a plus, Abi. Then you can drag it down. All the answer will feel automatic. So no need to what? Do it one after the other. But another problem is that imagine you have 10,000 rows. Before you drag and finish, your hand never tire. You know, say, now tech we dey. Now, wetin dey easy we dey look for. Don't be like we dey do manual work again to the sweat. Hey, you can only sweat when the thing dey difficult for you to do. No be the process. Are we good? Now, I can what? I know say the 3 person where they use laptop, yes, I be use, and so you no need to tell you say now how you want to drag down. That's why I know they talk down again. So if you just drag them down, you feel your answer. Correct, they are correct. As far as your first function is correct, formula is correct. Now, but if it is long, you'll be very tired. There's an easy way again. Come back there again, put your cursor, just double click instead of dragging. Just as it's there, become a plus, double click. Immediately, don't click and wait. In fact, even though now 1 million, as far as there is no gap, the only time that it will stop, if there is a gap here, maybe nothing is here, and it will not pass here. But as far as here, fill down, everything at the, it is fill down to the last number, no matter how it's number. Instead of dragging, so that it's filled down to make the drag is like still like a manual process. For the double click to go down. Understand what I mean? For instance, now Control Z. If I have, let's say I remove this 40, then I click here and I double click. Oh, Sapon. So it will stop there because there is a space there. But as far as you don't have any space, no matter how long, to give you an answer. Are we good to go? Now this one will be problem now. How I want to write this one finish today. Okay, let me explain something. We talk about data source, the different source where that can come from. We talk about data type, that we have different types. So we talk about the test, the electron, we have the decimal, we have the whole number. Even if you go to when you go to editor, factory editor, you see even those numeric decimal type. Inside numeric, you have the whole number, you have the decimal, you have fixed decimal. Hello, still numeric because the decimal that we have. So you need to put them, then we have the dates and we have the time. So now we have different type of data source. Files, sorry, we have different files. For those that have been working with systems, when I say we have different files, Dimension 1, 5 of 5. Five different files. And because of this, I will try to explain this. We have different types of files. Okay, make a dimension 1. We have files, Microsoft Word. Have PDF, like JSON file, then we have CSV. Now, CSV is also in Excel, open in Excel. Okay. Sometimes, if you do not check it before you open it, you think that it's also on the Excel. But in your file extension, you always identify file system. If you go to your system, let's say, you come to your system where you store your file like this. Okay. Let's say your folder. If you come to your folder, you look at now, this one, data analysis, aggregation and answer. This date modified. Type. This file type, tell Microsoft PDF. If you come to this data C, here you say Microsoft Excel 1. That is Excel. Then let's jump. Then you see this one, you tell you the Microsoft PowerPoint. Then this one, you say Microsoft Word. So those are 5 types. But Excel and CSV are always where is this? Where is this? So if you look at this one, calendar. If I open it, it will open Excel. But if you come to file extension, Microsoft Excel, comma. You see comma here. But the one that is main Excel is Excel 1. Microsoft Excel, comma. Now, I'll explain. Now, let's go back to Excel. So in file, we have the difference between Excel and CSV is that CSV is a short form. We put this comma separated value. So those items are being written and then they separate it by comma. So which is this? That is what I'm trying to explain. If you look at this one now, we have as amount, winter, they are just in one column. So it's written in front of CSV, comma, limit, comma, S means separated, then limit value. So CSV, comma, separated value. But these are data that also open in Excel. So now what we mean by split, we want to, as this name is written in one column, normal, if you want to give somebody this information to be somehow, so if there is any way to separate them so that they give their own column, that is what we mean by splitting. You separate them on their own. There are supposed to be 3 columns, which we list them here. The first one is first name, which is here. The second one is last name, and then the last one is company name. So if you want it to, for someone to understand properly, for the message to be possibility, so we use what is called split thing. Now, even though you write 3, just leave it for now. It must not be all, just for you to know the process to split. Okay, even though you just write number 1 to 3, just leave it like that. Are we good? Are we good? Just leave it like that. It's not issue of how long, even though now 1 you won't get. Now, very simple. I'll highlight the data, the one I want to split. If your own is 3, just I can even highlight what you have. Even though now 3 you don't write, or 2, just leave it like that. No, continue. Highlight it, then go to your function called data. The feature of data. Are we there? Highlight your data, which is the information. Go to your feature. We have file and this. After formula, the next one is data. How many of us have seen it? So under that data, come to sort, come to data 2. Like I explained that we have session by session in our feature. Come to data 2, you see text to column. How many of us have seen it? Come to data 2, you see text to column. Are we good? So click text to column. So you will see two options there, delimited and fixed width. So just if your own is on delimited, just leave it like that. Are we all there? Huh? Okay. Highlight the information you have written. Go to your feature, look for data. Please click the data so that it will highlight it under it. If you see. And then look for data 2, you see text to column. In that text to column, we click it, then it will bring this information. We call it dialog box. A dialog box will appear. Are we good? Those that are using laptop, are we all there? This will be the last part. 11 and 11. I'm going to go by 11. Next part is supposed to go by 11. Okay. So the process is follow this. Okay. Please. So now, the issue is that if you look at it, let all the information be in one column so that when you want to highlight it, it will pick. So text to column, click next. Now, what do you mean by delimited? It's asking you, it will ask you to ask now this next page, we're asking for the delimiter. What mean that is the separator. Now, if you look at their option here, we have semicolon, column, space, order. Now, if for our own is in what is comma, so we will not pick comma. But in a situation whereby, for instance, let's say our separator is question mark and there is no question mark here. You click order and come and put that separator here. You use your system, your button and put it here. Exactly. Hello. For our own now, it's comma, so we'll not pick comma. Because it's just for 1, 2, 3, 4. But in a situation whereby your separator is not listed there, you tick order. For instance, now we'll come and tick here, comma. Immediately you tick comma, check the review. What happened? So, but in a situation whereby it's not comma and it's not listed, click order and then it give you option to put it. So now, you see under your this thing, you now ask you for next. Click next. Now that here, another this now next. Here tell you for destination. Do you have a place in mind for it to go? Or you just want it to separate within there? Destination. If you want it to be in another place, you now click destination and go and click there. Now, destination is A7. So if you did not pick anything and just now, I'm 2 steps ahead. If you have destination in mind, you click here. But if you do not have any destination, just click next, finish. Sorry. Okay. Click finish. You are good to go. Let's click finish. So it will separate because they are supposed the three that have been combined is separated by comma. So immediately we pick that comma, we now separate the first name. Sorry, the first name, the second name, and then completely. Then in this one, it will see the original one will still be there. No. The original will not be there. Sorry, it will separate it. But if you pick destination, it will go and it will separate it somewhere. The original one will see it as it was. Hello. Okay. So let me use destination now. Control Z. So highlight it, text to column, delimited, next. Already comma is already there. Next. Then I'll pick destination. I'll now come and click here. So it will now say, okay, where did I want the destination? I'll click what is inside before. Then I'll pick my destination as here. Let's say I have a destination, I choose. Okay. I will click because it's A7 right there. I will click that A7. And then this is where I want it to be. So I highlight here. So here that I highlighted is B7 to D7. B7 to D7. This is what I highlighted. Then I'll click it again. No, when I click destination, the arrow go up. As I click it, it comes down. So I need to return back to there before I finish. So I will snap click this arrow that is come down again to take me back to that place. So if I click this arrow, it bring me back here. Then I'll now click finish. Now you see that as I choose destination, this original data is still there. And then the destination I choose now separated. Control Z, text to column, next. Let's say destination. I clean this. Destination, let's say I choose new sheet. Okay. Okay, maybe I have a sheet here. And I'll come and click here. Just maybe I don't even want it to be in that sheet. Finish. What's sheet 1, A1? What's wrong with 2? Destination reference is valid. Finish. Oh, it's not valid. Oh, it refused to accept my destination. Yeah, so okay, I'll leave it within there. So for today, that will be the end of the class. Thank you for coming. Please make sure you come tomorrow so that we'll start. Okay, that will be the end of the class today. I don't know if anybody have questions. You say? We have the 1 week that we have is 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Any other question?